What's good, y'all? We back and we motherfucking black. We back with another motherfucking video, and we gonna talk about the evolution and the beginnings of couture. You feel me? Alive with this motherfucking book right here. This is a book that I got from my school and shit. Couture wasn't always about dressmaking and looking fly, right? It was about the industrialized revolution that paved the way for couture to be successful as it is today. By the 1700s, true characteristics and style started to emerge all around Europe, right? High aristocrats of royalty wore fine linen, while the poor got the cast-offs, you feel me? Got the little scrapes and shit. Cast-offs is what they call them and shit, you know? By the start of the 18th century, a designer emerged on the scene named Rose Burton, you feel me? She became France's premier designer, received Princess de Conti as appointed court milliner in 1772. So garments at this time was very well guarded, you feel me? The names of the aristocracy was chiefly unknown due to the wanting to not lose the garments even to their own families. Talk about holding on to the drip. Fuck you mean? During that 19th century, opulent designs that were owned by the rich kept disappearing. So it was like, I don't know, Robin Hood was going crazy in that bitch. I don't know. So in that case, more so elaborated, more so off the clothes. In 1845, an Englishman named Charles Frederick Worth immigrated to Paris, worked as a fabric dealer, and then convinced the store owner to make the store into a dress department. Crazy. In 1858, Charles founded the first couture house, right? The very first of its own. Many private clients to Europe and to America were getting dressed and fitted by this man. Charles successfully then sparked the creativity for everyone to start doing their own thing, to start their own little fashion house. Now, this brings us to the conversation of the Industrial Revolution, which was a period of economic, technological, and social change that transformed agrarian societies into industrialized ones, primarily in Europe and North America. And that was during 1760 all the way to 1830. So by 1770, people were working just as much as their ancestors. During this time, the middle class progressed in the Western world, which gave headway, right, to new trades and history and access to money that will buy fine clothing. You know what I'm saying? So this is where the business suit all originated. You know what I'm saying? During this time, two important inventions were created to cut the time in half when it came to producing fashion. Number one, the flying shuttle. It was invented by John Kay, and it was a produce that made more materials more rapidly, you know. Number two, the spinning jenny, right? It was invented by James Hargreaves, you know. British spinner, placing 8 needles on a frame, which could be turned by a single wheel, right? It would be 8 threads instead of 1 that would be being threaded. So Hargreaves later created a machine later down the road that threaded 16 threads at a time instead of 1. So he just upped the ante on the ass, you know. In 1785, Edmund Cartwright invented the power loom. It would cloth so rapidly the hand loom would be used for just special emergencies. The increased speeds of the machine will cause cotton fibers, which is the problem that was solved by the American Eli Whitney in 1793, who invented the cotton gin. Because of all these great inventions that were coming out of Europe, so to say, England was kept with their discoveries and kept them in a secret and safe holding spot. You know what I'm saying? So the word wouldn't really get out too much. But the textile workers that were working on the textiles used these textile patterns, brought them back home. They took them to their friends. The word started to spread about these amazing textiles and how they were getting made and produced in a more modern way. A man named Samuel Slater left England after learning America put bounties out for cotton manufacturing technology, right? And since America had no manufacturing industry, with the backing of American merchants, textile manufacturing became America's most important pre-Civil War and cotton production due to Slater. 1832, the game changed when Walter Hunt invented the sewing machine. In 1858, Isaac Singer designed a sewing machine that freed the hands by the use of that old pedal, right? With this invention, women began to start their own sewing professions at their own home. So that was the birth in the new modern age of ready to wear. So with all these inventions is what helped the Industrial Revolution be what it is today. This is only part one to how couture got its first steps and how what we see couture today, right? We taking it all the way back to the history books, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna splash a lot of black history and a lot of black culture into part two on these great inventions, the help on these great inventions, and how black people and black culture cultivated the Industrial Revolution, and what we see also of couture today in Paris, London, Milan, Italy, wherever, New York. But yeah, y'all, stick around. Part two coming up.